Hello, I'm Sean Merrill, and this is NBC News. Today's date is March 1st, 1968, and it's been 3 years since our Marines landed in Da Nang, marking the beginning of the war against communism in Vietnam. This month has been one of the most dynamic of the entire war, and the tensions of the Cold War could never been higher. On the first day of the month, a picture captured by war photographer and correspondent Eddie Adams showing of the South Vietnamese National Police Chief General Nguyen Nang Lon executing a Viet Cong captain that was being held prisoner, shown here. This execution, however, did not break any crimes presented at the Geneva Conference, because this POW was found in civilian clothing after murdering a ARVN officer. This sparked huge protests in Washington and outrage from the ever-growing anti-war protesters. On the 7th of February, Chairman General Earl Wheeler, the Joint Chief of Staff, announced that the U.S. is not yet prepared to accept defeat in Vietnam. Even after this month's death toll of 506, which is the highest ever so far this war, topping last month, which previously held the record. Because of this, 1968 is expected to be the deadliest of the entire war, according to our nation's top analysts. This is due to the major impact of the Tet Offensive launched at the end of January this year to help bring the current number of total KIAs in this war to around 20,200. On the 13th of February, 50% of Americans disapproved of President Johnson's handling of the war, while only 35% approved, with another 15% undecided or did not participate. All of this coming after a much appreciated announcement of presidential candidacy of former Vice President Richard Nixon. Nixon has plenty of experience leading our country during war, when he closed out and became victorious in the Korean War against the North Korean and Chinese Communist government. He already has experience leading our country during the Cold War and tensions with the Soviet Union. He did all this while serving under President Eisenhower, who's one of the most respected and decorated generals in American and world history. On the 26th of this month, our troops embarked on Operation Houston, in which the objective is to reopen and secure Route 1 from Da Nang to Phu Bai Combat Base. So far, we've lost 117 troops, compared to the estimated 702 Viet Cong killed in the defense of the highway. Now it is time for a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back to you with our last report and the most important segment.
Now the Army starts you at $288 a month, and you may not even have to spend it. Your housing is free. And you get 30 days paid vacation a year. What are you going to do with that $288 every month? You think of something, and you may not even have to spend it.
When I was a kid, the closest you could get me to a fish was the aquarium. Now, thanks to McDonald's, I'm the expert. You see, most fish is not government inspected, but all McDonald's fish is U.S. government inspected grade A. And it's all prime white filet. No fish cakes, not ground up, not mixed with other fish. It's a filet of fish. The best-selling fish sandwich in America.
Tell him your nickname, Henry.
They call me Jaws.
Quality you can taste.
Welcome back. We will now continue with the details of the Battle of Hue, which started at the end of January and saw the most intense fighting during this report's month. Hue is the third most popular city in South Vietnam. It consists of around 140,000 civilians and currently has around 15,000 Allied troops defending the city, consisting of 11 ARVN battalions, 4 U.S. Army and 3 Marine Corps battalions, with the support of the U.S. Air Force and a handful of cavalry regiments. The Viet Cong has 10 battalions with an estimated 7,000 troops, but they're suspected Soviet artillery crew members consisting of Katyushas and a diverse amount of different caliber howitzer guns. Hue is the ancient capital of Imperial Vietnam. There's two parts of the city divided by the Perfume River. On the north bank of the river is the Citadel, which is walled with a moat surrounding all four sides. The Citadel consists of 1/3 of the population and contains multiple gardens and Buddhist and royal temples. Most of the Citadel has been destroyed in the month of fighting and immense shelling. On the southern part of the river is the modern part of the city of Hue, where most of the fighting is taking place. Our troops have been fighting throughout day and night, repelling the Viet Cong forces. And now for our special report, we will send you to a correspondent in Saigon, South Vietnam, for a special report from last month, just being released to the public today.
Hello, my name is Sam Hasman, reporting from the capital of South Vietnam, Saigon. On the second to the last day of the month, our troops captured and found multiple crates of Soviet-marked supplies containing of artillery, firearms, vehicles, and ammunition, primary 7.62 rounds used in the AK-47, which are weapons supplied and manufactured only in Soviet factories. There were also multiple Soviet arms dealers captured, providing the Soviet Union is supporting and supplying the Viet Cong. This is critical information during the Cold War. We are experiencing this rise of tension against the Soviets. This also means that since the Viet Cong now have a supply line from the Soviet Union, we will no longer be able to win the conflict through time and resources, especially with the new communist regime we are now fighting against in Laos and Cambodia.
Hello, America. I am Gio Capello. Welcome, NBC Radio's today's date is June 26, 1950. Today, in the help of the spread of communism in Southeast Asia, the North Korean People's Army invaded the Republic of Korea, also known as South Korea, whose government was set up with the help of our foreign ambassadors and the United Nations. The NKP invaded through land through the 38th parallel, which border then spins the peninsula between each other. This also consists of major aerial assault and numerous amphibious landings. According to the Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin, called for the invasion and is supplying North Korea of almost all equipment, weapons, rations, and vehicles with the help of the Chinese, who were directly helping by providing multiple divisions of infantry to spread a sphere of influence of communism throughout the globe to rival America and the rest of the United Nations. With around 89,000 men armed with multiple tank divisions consisting of T-34-85, which is also one of the best medium tanks on Earth, which are supplied by the Soviets, who also helped provide infantry weapons, including such as rifles like Mosin Nagant SVT-40, the most common of them, the PPSH-41 submachine gun, but the most dangerous of them is the new automatic rifle, the AK-47, which can fire multiple high-caliber rounds at a rate 5 times faster than any bolt-action rifle. We have just received information that in the air battle during this invasion, an MiG fighter jet, which is greatly superior to the P-51 Mustangs going against them, was shot down by the American Air Force and RAF. Contained inside the MiG war seems to be a fighter pilot of Soviet descent in a North Korean uniform. Documents in Russian and Soviet Union produced personal item were found on the body. If this finding of direct Soviet involvement in the fight of Korea and at large-scale Cold War we are in the midst of. More news tomorrow.
Thank you for watching NBC News. This is all the details we have now. Check back tomorrow for an update.